Series circuit analysis. There are two ways to add a second resistor to the circuit. One is called series, and that's where all charges, coming out of the battery there, must move through both resistors to get back to the negative terminal. So here's R1, R2. In parallel, some charges will pass through R1 and others will go through R2. Then they'll recombine over here and flow back to the negative end of the terminal. Example 1. Are the following sets of resistors in series or parallel? This might be a little surprising, but this circuit here, the resistors are in parallel. Resistors in parallel do not have to be drawn in parallel lines. They just need to provide separate paths for the charges to get from the positive battery terminal to the negative battery terminal. Resistors in series, over here, only have one path. And here's that one path for the charges to get from the positive battery terminal to the negative terminal. Resistors and voltage from batteries determine the circuit. Circuits may be redrawn as if there were only a single resistor and battery. By reducing the circuit this way, the circuit becomes easier to study. The process of reducing the resistors in a circuit is called finding the equivalent resistance, or R sub EQ. So we have two resistors here, and let's see what we're going to do next. First of all, is the current through R1 and R2 the same? Yes, the current passing through all parts of a series circuit is the same. For example, I, and I is the current coming from the battery, is equal to I1, which is the current going through R1, and it's also equal to I2, which is the current going through R2. How does the voltage across R1 and R2 compare with voltage across the cell? So we're looking for the voltage across this combination of resistors, R1 and R2. The sum of the voltage drops across each of the resistors in a series circuit equals the voltage of the battery. So here's our battery voltage, V, and as showed in the previous slide, this also will be V, but the voltage drop across each resistor can be different. It'll be smaller than large V, but when you add them together, it will equal V. We will now come up with an equation for the equivalent resistance of a circuit in series. On the previous slides, we said that the voltage out of the battery is the sum of the voltage drop across each individual resistor. Next, we will substitute V equals IR, that is Ohm's law, for this equation. So here's IR coming out of the battery. Here's the voltage drops across each of the resistors. And this can be any number of resistors. That's what this plus ... is. Then, what do we know is the same through each resistor? The current. So that's I is equal to I1 equals I3 equals I2, and however many other resistors we have. So now we have IR1, IR2, IR3. We have I everywhere. So we can divide each of those expressions by I, and we get the equivalent resistance is just R1 plus R2 plus R3 plus any other resistors in series. So to summarize, to find the equivalent resistance of a series circuit, add the resistance of all the resistors. If you add more resistors to a series circuit, what happens to the resistance? We'll use this example to answer the question on the previous slide. The question is here, what is the equivalent resistance of this circuit? We use our formula for resistors in series, and it's in series again because all the charges have to pass through both resistors. So we only have two resistors, so our equivalent is R1 plus R2, 5 ohms plus 7 ohms, and the answer is 12 ohms. And here's our answer in words. Adding resistors in series always increases the equivalent resistance. Example 2. What is the total current at any spot in the circuit? To find the total current, we first have to find the equivalent resistance, and that was done in the previous example. But you can also just look here again. Here's 5 ohms, 7 ohms. They're in series. Just add them together, and we get 12 ohms. Now we go to Ohm's law, where current is equal to V, the voltage coming out of the battery, divided by the equivalent resistance. So that's 9 volts divided by 12 ohms, or 0.75 amps. And the current is the same through all resistors in series. So the current that comes out of the battery is the same current that goes through R1 and R2. Example 3. What is the voltage drop across R1? We keep building on the first 2 examples. First, we found the equivalent resistance, and then we found the current that comes out of the battery and goes through both resistors by using Ohm's law, by using V over R equivalent. And V is right here, 9 volts. So since the current is the same through all resistors in series, the voltage across V1, across R1 here, is I, the current, times R1. Substitute in the current and the resistance, and we get V1 is 3.75 volts. And now, what is the voltage drop across R2? What is the voltage drop across R2? Previously, we found that the equivalent resistance of the circuit is 12 ohms, the current is 0.75 amps, and the voltage drop across R1 is 3.75 volts. The current is the same through all resistors in series, so V2 is I times R2. So that's 0.75 amps times 7 ohms, and we get V2 is 5.25 volts. Now, the sum of the voltage drops, V1 plus V2, has to equal the voltage of the battery, so let's check. So we found that the voltage across V1 is 3.75, across V2 is 5.25 volts, and they correctly sum up to 9 volts. How much power is used by R1? We've already found from previous slides these quantities. Okay. Now I'm going to show all 3 versions of the power equation to make sure they all check. So the first one is power 1, P1 is IV1. Here's our current. Here's the voltage we found, so we find that the power is 2.81 watts. We can also use P1 is I squared R1. So here's I again, and make sure you square it, times the resistance, 5 ohms, and again, 2.81 watts. Then we'll use the last one. P1 is V1 squared over R1. Now be very careful. This has to be the voltage across R1, not the voltage from the battery. So it's 3.75 volts. Square that, divide by 5, and we get 2.81 watts. How much power is used by R2? Now we're going to work with R2. We have our same calculations from before, but this time we're looking at this resistor. And again, we'll do all 3 equations for power. So current, that's the same through both resistors, but this time make sure you use 5.25 volts, and we get 3.94 watts. Second equation is I squared R2, and here you have resistor 2, and we get 3.94 watts. And final equation, V2 squared over R2. Make sure you use V2 and not V1 or V, and we get 3.94 watts. How much power is supplied by the battery? How much power is supplied by the battery? We have our calculations from our previous examples, and once again we will use all 3 equations for power, being careful to use the battery voltage, which is 9 volts, the total current, which we found early on, and the equivalent resistance, which was the sum of these 2 resistors. So the first equation, power is 0.75 amps times 9 volts, 6.75 watts. The second one, I squared times R equivalent is 0.75 squared times 12, 6.75 watts. And finally, V squared over R equivalent also comes out to be 6.75 watts. As a final check, we will see if the power supplied by the battery is equal to the power used by resistor 1 and resistor 2. So total power out of the battery is the power from resistor 1, which is 2.81 watts, and then resistor 2 is 3.94 watts. They sum to 6.75 watts. So yes, the power supplied by the battery is equal to the sum of the powers used by each resistor.